apologize for the late start. OBS just crashed on me twice, but hopefully that's a mean for better things. Hopefully that means that a bad omen is leaving us. Hopefully everyone's having a great morning so far, and we are just about to go ahead and get started. Yeah, figures. Always. Oh, and I still got even an old poll up. So this is actually going to be the last stream before we go into CES, the last official stream at least until tomorrow morning. Hopefully you guys will be tuned in for it. Hopefully everyone out there is excited for CES 2026 coming up. Yes, classic OBS behavior. You know what it was? It's funny because I actually ended up switching up my mute and unmute keys, and for some reason it is linked to OBS to where it would make it crash with these new keys. Apparently I set it up to my G keys on my Corsair K100 and it ended up crashing the whole OBS. What's up, MG? But that's how OBS has been this morning. So far, I've been packing up my bag right here over on the side, getting everything together for the big CES show. Now, I do have an itinerary mostly planned out. The only one I haven't made quite plans yet, but don't worry, we will certainly get there, is MSI. We will make sure to get to their booth. Awesome. I see that Waffle Skater ended up reaching up a 450 watch streak. Congratulations, Waffle Skater. So now getting into the whole situation. I don't know if everyone has heard about the current situation with Corsair and their current issues. If you guys don't know, Corsair also sells pre-built PCs. When they were selling their pre-built PCs, they were actually selling one for up to, I think it was about $3,500. It was a very decent spec PC, in fact. And we will take a look at it together. I'll show you the specifications. But then Corsair decided to cancel the order. They said, you know what? This doesn't make sense. This price is way too good for $3,500. So we have to cancel this order. So Corsair cancels the order, but the PC is still available. So they send them a message saying, sorry, we had to cancel your order, but it is still up on our website if you do want to make this purchase. He goes back into the website, and lo and behold, the price is up to $4,200, nearly $700 more than what he had bargained for. So unfortunately, Corsair, when this first order did happen, flagged the order, flagged him as suspicious behavior for either spoofing or either being some sort of type of scam on the system, actually some sort of fraud behavior. But all he did was try to purchase a PC. So Wasabi says, Chris, I have a question for you. How did you connect your two PC system? Is it via capture? No, I actually, you know what I do? I use NDI. I will share that with you. NDI is definitely one of the best ways to do it. Capture card isn't really necessary unless you are using it for, say, like something like a game console, like a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. Then you'll need a capture card more, but you can actually connect it through what's called NDI, which is going to be through your router. So what's up, Takuma? Happy New Year's. For a reason, the title shows the vertical phone, but not its horizontal. Oh, really? That's pretty odd. Our mesh PC case is way better. It depends. That's a great question, Aram. It all depends on how the airflow is built in the PC. Now, ironically, Corsair makes some great cases. They have like their own fish tank cases, as long as if they have enough breathable areas for that PC. For example, there's 3 access points for air. Usually it'll be the top. For fish tank PCs, it'll be over onto the right side of it, or I should say the left side of it. And then the third air access point would be onto the back of the PC or the bottom of the PC. As long as if it has those 3 access points, it's okay. Now, when it comes to more of the mesh PCs, they do have a bit more breathability for the fact that you can also use the front. So you have actually, it can be up to 3 to 4 access points for air. Now, Corsair has fixed it with their new 3-chamber system, which is the Air 5400 Air. I believe we're going to see a lot more PC cases. I almost said tanks. We're going to see a lot more PC cases that are going to have that 3-chamber airflow system. What's up, Genomorph? Good to see you. As 7 watch streak, that 400. Yeah, it's funny because now Twitch is starting to do the rewards. I see they're really trying to push it out there for everybody. I am, yeah, me too. Me too, brother. So I see a few videos about Corsair PCs being randomly put together and having issues with cooling, but I did not hear about this. Yes, unfortunately this is the case, and it gets better, guys. I got a bit more on the Corsair end. This actually wasn't the only case. There's a bit more that is coming, I gotta say. So is the 9060 XT 16GB? That is a great question. Yes, excellent combo that you do have. That would definitely satisfy your needs. The funny thing is there's the Steam hardware out there. Believe it or not, 55% of users, 55% of gamers still game on 1080p. Anybody who games on ultra wide just like I do, we're on the 2%, which is pretty wild. There's actually more 4K gamers than us ultra wide gamers. So let's see. Let me go back down here. Waffle Skater says, yes, absolutely illegal. They should make a lot more on something that they already sold, so they just canceled the pre-orders. Absolutely, it's messed up. And there is a bit more on this issue. Kilobyte, what's going on? Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, what's up, Ernesto? Ah, okay. Awesome, glad you joined in. It's funny because a lot of people saying over on the Twitch side, it's like a lot more clear, the stream. I have a 34-inch, yes, isn't that funny? We're on the top 2%. We'll go over that Steam hardware survey in a bit. Yeah, Corsair is BS with pre-builds, like the problem with the non-updatable BIOS. I know, it doesn't make sense, right? How could you not update your BIOS, especially for the 13th and 14th gen? It's almost like a disposable PC at that point. Eventually it'll burn out, and then you're going to have to get a whole new one. So, does Corsair have alternates or better versions of the Lian Li type casing? They do. It's called the 5500. If you take a look at that PC case, at the 5500X or the 3500X, they're a bit more of the budget ones. It's not really, I wouldn't call it better, but it is almost like, it's, I would say, more inspired by Lian Li when it comes to their PC cases, for sure. And did you, oh man, is getting 32 gigabytes Corsair RAM? Absolutely. Let me know your hookup, Vin, because if you can get it for that much, that good of a deal, that's something to hop on. So, getting over to the next point of like the whole Corsair issue, that the Corsair pre-built PC was not the only case. In fact, there was another case with Corsair's pre-built, another case where Corsair actually released some of their titanium DDR5. And when they did end up releasing it, they accidentally were selling it at the regular normal pricing that we were so used to prior to October. They were selling it for only $200. It was like around $260 to $270. Not like it was their top line ones, which was going to be like the top ones in those premium boxes, but only for $270 for 32 gigabytes. So of course people are going to hop on it. So Corsair saw this and they said, hey, this doesn't look right. It looks like we're selling RAM for much cheaper than what it is. They canceled all their orders, everybody's orders, and they even sent out a notice telling everybody, like, sorry, this is not the price. We canceled your orders, but you can reorder it. So they go back to try to reorder it, and guess what? Just like the pre-built PC case, the pricing goes back up. What is the first place you'll go to eat when? That's a great question. I'm already thinking of a couple places. I'm already thinking of getting some ramen because there's a ramen spot over in Vegas I like to go to. That, and maybe I'll probably go to In-N-Out. whatever's open, because it's going to be the morning. There's another spot that's pretty good over in Vegas. It's I can't remember the name, but it's over by the Fremont side of Vegas. But they do have some great breakfast there, because I'll be getting there pretty early. I'll be trying to stream from the airport if I can. If I can't, I'll be streaming immediately out of Vegas, and I'll be on the Western time. On Western time, I land in Vegas like about 12 o'clock. And then from there, I'll definitely be streaming to let you guys know where I will be headed. So, Zenomore says, if I win the lottery, I'll get 64 gigabytes of DDR5. That is awesome, Genomorph, because you can't update the BIOS because Corsair chooses OEM boards. See, that's a problem when it comes to pre-built PCs. When you do have pre-built PCs, you're limited to what you can do with it. Havy, what's going on? Just don't skip Starbucks. Yes, I'm gonna have to get some fresh coffee for sure. But you can prevent this e-waste. Absolutely, it's absolutely preventable if Corsair does allow it. So let's take a look. I'm going to show you what it does look like, which is going to be quite the reaction when you guys see this, especially seeing. It's a shame. It's like Corsair could really end up gaining more.
At Happy Lil Bay of 2 super chatted 38 cents.
Thank you for the super chat, Happy Lil Bay. I do appreciate it. And we're just about to head over to the Twitter here. And let me show you guys. This is going to be pretty hilarious. Okay, so we will go here. And here it is. So here goes the order. This was the order that was canceled. So he did attempt to make this order around December 31st, and apparently again he spent $3,500 for this PC. Pretty decent PC. He even in fact, it's $4,300. Corsair is insane. So this is like, so if you guys are curious, this is similar to what the 5500X looks like when it comes to the Corsair case. That's like leanly inspired, like that fish tank type of look. But take a look here. It's a A5100. That's what they call it. That's the model. 9900 X3D. It's not even a 9950 X3D, which is pretty insane. RTX 5080, 32 gigabytes of DDR5, and M.2. That doesn't make sense. Like, how can you charge $700 more? Okay. So, and then on top of it, it's powered by its wonderful DLSS4, how they advertise it, then powered by the NVIDIA Black, okay, 2500X RGB dual chamber case, which is their, again, like their 3500X or the 5500X, depending on the size. Boosted CPU performance with the IQ Link Titan RX 360, and it has up to 9 RX 120 RGB fans, which is Corsair's, they're good fans, they're great fans, but they are on the cheaper side when it comes to it. And again, $4,300 they tried to charge him when he rightfully bought the price at $3,500. But Corsair did respond to this. So Corsair, what they decided to do was they made a public notice. So of course, instead of just messaging, "What's up, Squeeze?" It's a different kind of 10K, Squeeze. Not that kind of 10K. It would be nice if it was. That would be crazy. So, man, just a few months ago, the original price probably would have included a 5090, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's the crazy part. It absolutely would have had a 5090. So, this is the statement that Corsair had made. They said, "We have made aware of a customer who placed an order for the Vengeance A5100 gaming PC on our website, on our web store on December 31st. The order was flagged by our fraud detection system and was canceled as of result." So Corsair said, "Hey, it wasn't us. It wasn't humans. I swear it wasn't humans. It was the fraud detection system said there was something weird and wrong about this, so they canceled the order." So now they said that on January 1st, our holiday deals promo pricing has ended. So that's a double whammy right there, because they said that it was flagged on the 31st, right? But then they said themselves, Corsair said this themselves, that our holiday deals, even if it was a holiday deal, right? It wasn't, again, we could go back to the picture. It was bought on December 31st. They said the holiday deals were canceled on January 1st. So they kind of, they weren't clear, or they did not clarify it correctly when they did put out the statement. And then the normal pricing was reinstated. So we are in contact now with the customer and to let him know we are going to still honor the price. The real question is, why do they have to publicly state it? Obviously, I get it for PR reasons. They have to in order to have people continue to have faith in Corsair. But now they are reaching out to the customer to say, hey, we didn't mean to overcharge you. It's a system mistake. We thought it was fraud. And even though you bought it on the 31st, the holiday deals ended, but on the 1st, so maybe the system was confused. That was Corsair's practical explanation for what happened to this PC. What's up, Reddit? Reddit Kever? Thank you. Happy New Year's to everybody out here, by the way. What B650 or B850 motherboard would I recommend for a Ryzen 9 7950X? There's a lot of great ones out there. Big popular one that's been going on is especially the MSI Carbon. A ton of people definitely recommend that board. I recommend it myself. It's definitely one of my top favorites from the MSI side. Now, if it's an ASUS, I recommend the eGaming. Gigabyte also has great boards as well. If they actually have a great one, which is the Aorus. You can get the Aorus, not the Aorus Master, but if you get the Aorus Elite, that's also a great deal you can get for. But those three boards I would highly recommend for something like a 7950X. And I would say if you could go for it, I would go for the B850, just in case if you decide to do a future upgrade close by. So Waffle Skater says, makes sense if their fraud detection is detecting fraud. They aren't just telling you that it was them being frauds that was detecting it. Absolutely. So Gigabyte B850 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi 7. There you go. There goes a good recommendation right there, just by simply Takuma. So now take a look at this. That wasn't the only case. Again, he bought it on December 31st, which again is on Corsair. Now, when we go to the RAM side, now this is just, here we go. This is it right here. So of course they were going to purchase some RAM.
Happy to be subscribed to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing. Let's go down here. I'm going to look up the Corsair RAM debacle because that also happened too. Here we go. So this is the statement that was done by Corsair. You know what? Let's go to Corsair. Let's go to Corsair because everything's going to be listed on Corsair's account right here. So here it is. This is the form. They also post it on Reddit, guys. So if you guys are interested in taking a look at that, it is on there. Let me see. Let me bring this down. I got my alerts loose for some reason. There we go. So I'm bringing that window down so you guys can see it. So they canceled the DRAM because of web store pricing error. So 2 errors for 2026. That's the way to start it, Corsair. So anyway, on January 1st, our web store had mistakenly listed a out-of-stock memory kit, which is the titanium RGB 48 gigabytes. That was the kit. And it was 6400 mega transfers for CL36 at the incorrect price due to internal system errors. So there they go, blaming the system again. And the item briefly appeared available for pre-order. We do not currently accept pre-orders for DRAM kits, and we do not have an inventory available for this product. So they said initially a standard coupon was sent out to those impacted customers. So I'm just curious, what do you think that I'm going to send out a poll, guys, because I'm just curious, what kind of coupon do you think it was that Corsair sent out? Let me pull up my poll, guys, because I think this is going to be quite hilarious. Let's see. So over here, Jonathan said, I made a post on Reddit that has 1 point. Oh yeah, did you really, Jonathan? Oh wow, they offered me a 40% off one-time purchase of RAM in addition. Oh really? So they did offer it. I was thinking it might be even it could have been a lot worse, like the typical maybe $5 off or $10 off for the RAM. So you've been affected by it. That's pretty insane. So how quick? So since you've been affected by it, how quick was the response from Corsair? Like as soon as you pre-ordered it, how long did it take for them to respond to you about this? Free, yeah, there you go, free shipping. I'll send out a poll to everybody out here. Let's see. How much do you think was in Corsair's 5 hours? So that's a lot of orders. That means there's quite a bit of orders that had went through the system before. So you're telling me they canceled about a decent, now this is just off of your voice, because maybe if you were even the first ones to go ahead and do the purchase for the RAM, you're talking about a window of 5 hours worth of pre-orders that Corsair had received. So let alone, can you imagine even before then, that's quite a bit of customers that they denied a request to. a $3,500 coupon would be nice. That's pretty funny. It would be nice, right? Here we go. And it this is gonna be funny. And I'll put that one as my last. Okay, so poll is going to go up, guys, which is right here. So in your opinion, guys, what do you think Corsair's next coupon move would be? But that's pretty awesome if they offered 40% off. Now saying if they did put up that 48 gigabytes, right? What do you think the current average of it is right now? Gigabyte new 5090 Aorus Extreme AI top. Maybe the 2. Yeah, it's possible. Definitely possible, King. I am curious about their line. What a coupon. Option 5. What coupon? Okay. So we're going to go over here to Micro Center, and we're going to get like a decent idea of what the typical cost of 48 gigabytes. I'm pretty sure Jonathan could tell us more than anybody how much a typical 48 gigabyte kit is, because especially he's been shopping for a kit. I'm assuming you're building a PC, is it? What a coupon. They're gonna, you know what they'll say? You know what Corsair will say? There's been a glitch in the system, so the coupons weren't sent out to everybody. That's what'll probably happen. They'll say, sorry guys, we did send out a coupon, but I think our system glitched and not everybody ended up getting a coupon. Hey V, finally bought the RTX 5090 ASUS Astral pair with the X870E gaming. Congratulations, that's an awesome GPU, by the way, before prices go up. Hopefully the Astral doesn't give me the coil whine issues or the fourth fan noise. Now the good thing is, Simply Takuma also has the Astral. He can certainly tell you for himself. The good thing about having the 4 fans, of course, you get better airflow. You can definitely get much more cooler temperatures. And you can also adjust your fan curves. So if you go into, say, like any type of, like say if you use something like MSI Afterburner, you can completely control your fan curves. That way you don't have the unnecessary fan noise that you don't want. Or you can even use something like really any app or software out there can do it, like fan control. They certainly have a way you can control each fan. So if you want to even disable it, you could, but then that kind of defeats the purpose of the 4th fan. We sent the coupon, but the AI server says it's a scam, so you don't get it. Exactly. You know what would be funny? Say It wouldn't be funny. I apologize, Jonathan, for this joke, but everybody ends up getting that 40%. Great, right? 40% off for 48 gigabytes of RAM. So, and when they go ahead and make the purchase, everybody that sends the order in, Corsair denies all the coupons, like saying this Corsair coupon cannot be real. There's no way they're giving 40% off. DDR5 64 gigabyte CL30, which is 880 after a discount, about 500. Yeah, it's still high, but at least that's a much better price than most people are paying for. It's insanely expensive. There's actually a spot I got to show you guys. Like anybody online, especially in the US, can certainly take advantage of, is one of the hidden gems when it comes to online shopping. Believe it or not, is either Adorama or it be NH Photo. Many people won't go on there, especially a lot of gamers. Because typically they are camera stores, but they do sell RAM. Now, they do have, okay, so Micro Center has one in stock. This one, again, the same exact one. This is not the same exact one, but this is the 7200 megahertz one of CL36. So this is pretty much the same RAM that people were trying to make their purchase for, and that could be it could be an actual case. That's the thing. With 40% off coupon, I'd be biting the bullet and getting the most expensive RAM kit and just yeah, that's a good idea. That's not a bad idea, because the more you spend, the better deal you can get. Imagine you get that 4200 PC for 40% off. You would definitely make out like a bandit. Or again, I like Waffle Skater's idea, because RAM, that's like holding gold. That is now turned into generational wealth practically. You hold on to RAM, who knows what it'll be in in a year from now. So Corsair's Dominator's titanium, again, same exact kit right here from Micro Center, $654.99. So originally they said it's priced at $1,000, but now you can save about $345. Sure. 48 gigabytes was $239.99, which order 2. That's a much more fair deal, especially because, again, it's CL36 6400 megahertz, and that makes more sense. Originally, right? I love when they put that, right? Especially when it comes to the pricing. Here we go. Corsair's Vengeance RGB 48 gigabytes. Now this is a different kit. Now this is CL40. Now tell me how this makes sense. It's 8400 megahertz. Okay, so it's a bit quicker, but the latency is much more slower. It's at CL40. So it's $783 for this exact kit. So, and then the cancellation happened. Oh, Jonathan, I feel terrible for you. I really do. You should have really. I'm sure you drilled them with the email. I'm sure everybody did, because that is not so consumer friendly. And the funny thing is, Corsair, they just opened up a new physical store over in California. So I would love for everybody over on that side just to go to Corsair and just like really give it to them. Let them know how they feel as a customer, because this isn't really good on their brand, especially because it is publicly traded, which is pretty funny. How much is 32 gigabytes CL30 6000 megahertz? Okay, let's take a look. Vengeance kit. If the thing is, if they have it, it's going to be expensive, because it seems like the CL30 kits are pretty much all gone. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh no, we don't have any matches. Okay, I kind of figured they don't have any. Let's try CL30. See if anything comes up for that. Okay, here we go. Here's some 6000. Okay, so about $500. $500 for this kit for CL30. And this one is 6000 megahertz. So your standard, typical. Man, that's crazy, because this save it. It should be $1,000, but save it. I only use Corsair RAM. Some people are just strictly Corsair, but just to be fair, guys, like when it comes to either Corsair or when it comes to G-Skill or when it comes to Team Group, they all use they all use SK Hynix when it comes to their DRAM. So if you get any of them, they should mostly be the same for the most part. The only difference is it's going to be a bit different on the heat spreaders, the way they dissipate the heat from either Corsair or from G-Skill or from Team Group. The temperatures would certainly be a lot more different here. So I do have it. Exactly, Wasabi. It's crazy because, okay, so just to show you guys who don't have access. Guys that do not have access to, say, Micro Center, take a look at this. You can actually get Micron's RAM here. 6400 megahertz, CL32. Hopefully they still have some in stock. Probably not. Oh, man. No. Yeah, usually Micron's actually a decent place where you can get it. You can get Micron's RAM here. Only thing is, if you do get it, don't expect the warranty to be any good, because now, technically, since yesterday, they've been out of business on the consumer front. But they did have some Micron RAM here for a decent deal. But it's not there anymore. Let's check out Arama. And their site always ends up acting funny for me. It's all, yeah.
At Havible became a member.
Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Havy. I appreciate it. You're going to definitely get some of the first looks. All of my members and subscribers, from my members on YouTube and my subscribers on Twitch, will have the first look at CES. Do you think I should use Liquid for best cooling performance? Yes, Liquid is certainly best for cooling performance. Are you doing a custom loop, like a water loop? Oh, liquid metal. Oh, that's debatable. It definitely can help cool your system a bit more if you do so. But I can say it doesn't hurt to do it. Just, I would experiment with it and see how you would get the best temps. So just consistently just check, like something like with hardware monitor. Monitor 64, if you use that to take a look at all your specs when it comes to your temps, depending on how serious you want to get on cooling temps. So Amazon has placed a Micron 4TB SSD. Oh, really? Oh, that has me a bit attracted. I'm not gonna lie, because I could use some external drives. Okay, so we're gonna try to check if they do have it. CL32. I'll show you which kit it is too, guys. And they don't. We will certainly try to get some in. I've been in touch with Micron to try to get some RAM in. And if I get any more, we will definitely do some sort of giveaway of RAM. So, Corsair said we had to cancel the order, ensure accurate and fair Oh, no. Really? That's how they said it? Corsair said we had to cancel because we had to... whoever wrote this email, I'm sure they were like, there's no way they couldn't laugh about doing this. Either they were laughing about when they wrote the email about what they were saying, or the other option is that they were sweating that they were gonna lose their job. That it was their fault. They were the ones that ended up posting up the Corsair RAM on the website. So in a realistic world, how would a warranty work on Micron's RAM? Do they make and keep stock?
Havible is now following.
Thanks for following. Thanks for following, Havy. I do appreciate it. So in a realistic world, how would the warranty work on Micron's RAM? Do they keep... Okay, so that's a great question, actually, you do have. It's a very valid question for most people that do have the issue of when it comes to, say, having their RAM. I can close out this poll because it seems that people have made their determination that it is going to be 10% off for the next coupon. But anyway, let me close that poll so you guys can see. So what Micron will do is whatever they have, old stock, whatever, because as soon as it hits December 31st of 2025, they will stop producing the RAM. They will stop producing their SSDs. Whatever on the consumer side, everything's shut. So now, whatever is in the quantity, before they sent it out for sale, they will gather whatever supplies that they have. What they will do is they're going to look over the supplies and decide which one is the grade A components and which one's like kind of like grade B. It's still great. It still works great and everything. So they're going to sort it that way and say, okay, here's our grade A ones. So we're going to send them all out for sale, for final sale. And for our grade B ones, we'll just hold back just in case if anybody does want to warranty it. So until they actually run out of that bin that they have that's like considered like grade B, those are going to be the ones that they will have. So for example, if you get some bad, say RAM, say you got the 6400 megahertz CL32 kit, one of the RAM 6 were bad, they'll tell you to send it in and you'll get a replacement as long as if they continue to have the bin. So that's how that works. So Corsair emailed was that's funny. It was made in ChatGPT. Probably. Do you think the real question is, do you think the coupon was made in ChatGPT? Then again, you get flagged as fraudulent behavior. Yeah, you have to be careful with that because it is conductive when it comes to metal. That's why it was so interesting when somebody brought up the whole gold thermal paste that they do have. That's liquid gold. So just, again, be really careful when it comes to any type of metals. Whether if it's just metal or if it's silver or any type of gold, they're all conductive. So just make sure you don't get it on the motherboard when it comes to it. I'm not tech. How can I mention it? What's up, Radiated Titan? Good to see you. Don't insult You know, the biggest thing is like, did you hear what Microsoft had recently said about ChatGPT? Well, not really ChatGPT, but AI over in general. And the current owner of Microsoft said, we would really appreciate it if you stop calling it AI slop, because it's not nice. It's not slop. It's great stuff that we do have. So he really stresses on people to stop calling AI slop. And I think he has a bit of a guilty conscience because we've seen what happened to these Windows updates with these with their AI written code. Yeah, Wasabi's back alive. He's up and ready to go. 210 euros for 4 terabytes. If I had an additional, oh man, hey, you know what? I'm about to look right now on Amazon and see and check it out. Let's take a look, guys. Crucial. Which model was it? The Crucial. I'll just look up Crucial external drives, SSDs. For us, it's not on sale. It's not a bad deal, but 4 terabytes. For us, it's not really on sale. It will be though. It certainly will be. The slop is additives that come with it. AI generated. Yes, it's a complete. I agree. Is the 9070 XT the Ryzen 7 7700X with a 32 gigabytes of RAM? Good. This is my first build, and I don't want to mess anything up because I'm new to PCs. So great question. Yes, it will be a great build. I'm assuming this is going to be for gaming, hey Oruko. If it is, I would highly recommend. That's a great build to start off with. And what type of monitor or display are you gaming off of? I remember Christo 4. Remember the name. It's the X10. Okay, so let's try it. The Crucial X10. That I see the X10s here, but maybe they have another section. Let's just go to Crucial because they're gonna have their own store. Whatever they have at the store, they have to have a sale of something. I'm curious if they got their NVMe's, their M.2s. This one's a nice one, and they're very quick. 710. It's currently $300. for 2 terabytes. So it's still expensive, but that's with the heatsink on it. But what about without the heatsink? Let's see. Okay, so without the heatsink, man, yeah, at that point you might as well just go ahead and purchase the one from Samsung, or uh purchase from Samsung or Western Digital, because you don't know if you're going to get this replacement if something does go bad, if that's the case. But unfortunately, they're on this side, on the M.2s, they're not. I'll check their drives again. External SSDs. When are you doing that PC building sim stream? That would be pretty dope if we do. It all depends. We got a lot of projects going on. The Project Sim. My Samsung 9100 Pro, 8 terabytes. Yes, it's insane. So if you have an M.2 that's Gen 5, you have something that's going to go up in intrinsic value, believe it or not. And for everybody out there that does plan on making a purchase on RAM, just to give you guys a heads up, it's going to go up again. I know you guys are tired of hearing it, but it is planned, from what I've heard, it's planned to go up another 50%. So maybe now that I think about it, that 40% coupon that John had mentioned earlier makes sense, because if it does go up another 50%, that means you're getting 40% off, but off of the 50% increase. So, Radiated Titan. Seems like someone missed me. Oh, people missed you, Wasabi. They all missed you. An ASUS 280 hertz monitor. Okay, so I'm assuming is the monitor 1440? If it is, more than likely you're going to take full advantage of it. Because again, the 9070 XT is a awesome card, guys. If you are planning to get a GPU that isn't NVIDIA, the 9070 XT is excellent. And congratulations to all you 9070 XT owners, because it finally made the Steam hardware list for once, which we got to take a look at. So here's their external drives. So they got the X9. This one's not from a seller because it doesn't have the Prime. X10, 8 terabytes, $720. It's insane because it should be so much cheaper for these drives. Absolutely much cheaper, because look at this, the X10 2 terabyte is $259. You could nearly buy an M.2 for that price. Oh, but the offer on it, oh really? Without your jokes, things still felt the same. Because you know why? Because when we're taking a look at things like AliExpress, or if we're going on Temu to take a look for power supplies, it's not the same. You seem to have stumbled with your words and misspoken. It sounds like you said an additional. I know. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Another 50%. And that's apparently the rumor. We can only afford dual for... everybody's going to go retro tech at this time. Everyone's going to have DDR3 and 8 gigabytes. And remember how that was great at the time? Same thing when it comes to laptops. Laptops are going to be limited at 8 gigabytes now. Same thing with smartphones. There's going to be such a limit when it comes to 2026's tech. And it's funny, just like what LSG had mentioned about like how much AI mentions that they will have at CES. It's insane, because I keep getting emails about different type of AI technology, and these are boosts that we don't really want to go to. NVIDIA cards are going up 20%. To 50%. AMD cards now going up to 20%. RAM should not go more further, like 10% now. That messes with the first half. Absolutely. I'm not a gamer, but sometimes play games and mainly design on 3D model on SolidWorks. Do you think how many terabytes are best? Okay, so since you're more of a 3D modeler, I would highly recommend at least, at the minimum, 4 terabytes. Get like 4 terabytes. Now, you don't have to get, it's good if you get PCI Express 5. Don't get it twisted, but you don't have to get PCI Express 5. You can go ahead and get like something like PCI Express 4, and you'll be pretty much good to go. Imagine that's the thing, DDR6 is supposed to, like, it's rumored that maybe Intel will come out with it, like when it comes to their new generation. But if they do, can you imagine how expensive it would be? It's gonna be like, no one's gonna be able to afford it. And even if Intel did become like really competitive, say they had a decent processor, say it could compete with AMD, how the hell are they going to end up selling their processors if DDR6 is like $1,000 for 32 gigabytes? Too bad there are no adapters to put on DDR3 and DDR5. There's adapters for DDR5. I remember it. Remember this, guys? I don't know if you guys saw this. Adapter. It was, what was it? DDR4 to DDR5, I think it was. It was ASUS's adapter, if you guys remember this. Back in 22. Let me see. Let's get, yes, I am a human. Is Corsair watching me? Okay, so it looks like this. I don't know if you guys remember that. That would make a lot more sense. That prototype would be 100% worth it now. But look how tall that thing is. Isn't that crazy? Grab the 4 terabyte M.2, and then when you can, also the Astro RTX 5090 with 32 gigabytes when it's possible for now. So is the 9800X 3D with the MSI motherboard and the G-Skill RAM worth the price difference between over the 7800? Okay, that's a great question. If you're asking if either the G-Skill RAM is worth the price difference between the 70, now when it comes to their RAM, we'll actually go back to Micro Center now and take a look. Let me take a look at the RAM again, just to see. The AMD, the 7800X 3D bundle. I don't see DDR6 coming. Yeah, at this point, it's going to be delayed. They have to delay it. There's no way Intel can come out with something like that now. Okay, so for this specific kit, for the 7800X 3D bundle with the G-Skill RAM, looks like Crucials is sold out, so I had to spend $50 more. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's actually, G-Skills are technically a bit better when it comes for RAM. Now, Crucial's good. Crucial has good RAM. The only downfall when it comes to Crucial's, when it comes to Crucial's RAM is that it's way more tighter on the timings, so you don't have the adjustment available if you want to be able to, say, adjust it or clock it manually. Compared to something like G-Skill, where you do have a bit more flexibility. For example, say if you get RAM at CL36, there's a way for you to be able to pull it down to, say, CL34. But all you have to do is mess with a bit of the timings and you can get it done. Now, when it comes to Micron, again, it's a lot tighter on the timings, so you won't be able to adjust the timings as you would like. In fact, more than likely, it'll end up freezing up on you, and you'll have to set it to its default RAM settings, and then kind of just set it on Expo. Because the best it can do is Expo, and that's pretty much it. It does have its limitations there. So that's why it can be a bit more expensive if you go for the G-Skill side. So it depends on you. If you are more of a person that does want to kind of mess with these settings, you want to change the timings a little bit to your liking, then yes, then it would matter. But if you're not that type of person, if you just like to prefer to just say go into an XMP profile or prefer an Expo profile, then Micron would be perfectly fine. So how much are the i7 Ultra Core 265Ks and the ORs Z? Yeah, let's take a look. I know the 265Ks are for a decent deal. I was kind of disappointed because over the holidays, I was hoping that they would have better deals for processors, but they just didn't. They didn't have good deals. You know what? Let me go back. Let's see if they have a bundle real quick. Let's see if they got a bundle, Intel bundle. And they probably do. I have a 64 gigabyte Corsair DDR5 6400 megahertz CL132. I got it for... Oh man, you lucked out there, Matt, because there's a lot of guys out there that have struggled to try to get their hands on RAM. especially those who decided to wait until now to try to get it in January. It just consistently gets worse. And I remember I was speaking to you guys about this, about how it's going to be when it's January, and we're in January. It's just going to be a lot worse because it's going to be harder to get your hands on RAM. Okay, so they have a, let's see, they have a ASUS combo, that's As You Wish board. They have the MSI combo. Let's see, let's go further down. Z890 gaming, nope. We're getting close. We are getting close. This is the ASUS Z790 Max, Z790. No, they don't have a combo for it, but we can also create one. We can create a combo and see what would happen. Let's see if we go ahead and say pick gigabytes and swap it out and see if anything happens there. Let's see. That's the 285K. So let's go 265 and see if we can change it up here. Let's say we build with it, because they have their own builder here at the store. So say we get rid of the ASUS board here. That's a good deal. It's crazy. You might as well, for anyone that's getting RAM and has a Micro Center near them, just get the bundle. Just get the bundle. You'll save so much. Oh, take a look at this. Did I just find a hack? So if you remove the motherboard and you just say buy the processor and you buy the RAM, let's try adding it to the cart. I wonder if it'll work. Did we just find a hack here? That's pretty insane. All right, so I'm going to try to add it to my... Oh, it worked. All right, let's see if it holds. Let's see if the pricing holds here. You think it'll work, guys? It makes me curious. If I remove the processor, will it just kind of go back to the price, or will they honor that $200 price? But it's taking forever to load. You notice that? I gave my friend my old back in 2024 for free, because back then you weren't really thinking that RAM's gonna build up in value. Oh, there's that kit that we tried to get. We can remove this because that ain't happening now. Man, Micro Center is moving slow. They do not want me to. I wonder if it's moving slow on purpose. It's funny because I wonder if it's moving slow because it's not supposed to. The AI spam detection or the fraud service is detecting that this can't be real. All right, so let's see. So we're okay. So we got a 265K, right? Damn. Oh no, that didn't work. Okay. So that was close, but you still get it for not too bad of a deal, right? $325 for 32 gigabytes of RAM, and for the processor. I think it's once that motherboard goes in there. Let's go ahead and try to get the Gigabyte Aorus Master. What's up with YouTube? Too much buffering. It might be that, you know what? It might be that cloud server. Like what's it called? Xfire. It's probably them because Micro Center's moving slow too. It's insane. I could have gotten 128 gigabytes off of Woo back in the what? Oh my gosh. That would have been awesome to get. It was 2 a.m. so I just went back to sleep. That would have been a win. If you were able to get that, that would absolutely be a win. Okay, so we're gonna try to find the Z890 Worst Master, and we'll throw that into the kit because usually that's usually an expensive board. So this is $400. So we throw that in there. Let's see if it goes down in price. As you said, above SolidWorks. And the app depends on the CPU to get the best renders, so I don't have to. Not necessarily. You don't have to get the 5090, but I would recommend. It's good to have a 5090 for 3D rendering. Z890. Oh, white. Okay. Let me see. Let's see if they have it in white. It seems like it doesn't give you the discount with that bundle. Let's try it. 890 white Wars Master. No, they don't have any in stock. That sucks. Unfortunately, they don't have any. And I just boosted you. Oh, appreciate it, Kim. I saw Ernesto just did it too as well. He boosted the server just earlier this week. I'm thinking of putting my 5090 on the shelf. They cost. That's funny. Yeah, I mean you might as well have it set on display. Just don't put too much pressure on that cord. You can sell it for 5K. So it shows the PC builder shows a discount once you go to. So you tried it too. Yeah, I figured that. It sucks. All right, we're gonna try to do this again. Let's see if we can somehow trick it. So it doesn't give you a discount if you choose to do it this way. All right, let's try another way. We're gonna try something else, guys, and see if we can get it to work. So we'll remove this. We'll clear our cart this time. Make sure it's empty. And this time we'll go to. Can you imagine going to Micro Center and this works? How pissed they would be. They would be like, sorry, you can't. I wonder if they're gonna give you some BS. I don't think they would though. They're gonna be like, well, he did purchase it at the price it says it is. So how can we deny him the price? Okay, so we'll build with it. We'll choose build with it. Simon, what's going on? Who knew that buying PC parts at the right time wasn't enough, right? So all you PC gamers, pat yourself on the back because you just have some gold sitting right next to you. In fact, it's better than gold. It's just going to keep going up in value. So here we go. Now we have bundle and save, right? So we have the core components, which is, okay, the Intel, let's go ahead and choose this, right? Okay, so now, why does this look different? Okay, so we're going to add this to the cart. Huh. All right, let me go back. Okay, so now we have this, right? So now if we move the As You Wish board, let's see what happens. And see if the price will hold or resets. It's probably going to reset. Yeah, reset. Let's try what we did earlier. Look at the bundle deal with this MD600X 3D. Yeah, that's a deal, Dark Cell. That's what I'm saying. Like, Micro Center seems like the only ones that have a decent deal. I mean, even when you check, it's funny because I had people even argue with me about Newegg, saying that they feel that Newegg isn't that bad. It's not Newegg's fault that the pricing is so high. They're blaming it on the third-party retailers, and it's absolutely not. And some people are just really blind when it comes to some of these deals. I mean, look at this combination. What the hell is this combination here? $992. You can purchase the 9800X 3D at just about like almost near MSRP, like the original price for it. What's going on? Jerusalem? People are funny. Okay, so Newegg bundles are terrible. Absolutely. So what was exactly your question again? How much capacity you need for M.2 cards? So I remember when they were egg-headed. Yeah, they practically. I don't know how this is competition because I mean, look at this. Everything is. It says save $61 with this combo. Save $10 with this combo with the motherboard, and you save $15. That's not saving $15. That's like paying almost regular price there. I mean, it's saying, and they're claiming, like when you look on the bottom of the page here, that when you look at the very bottom of this page here, it says that you're going to end up saving $86, but you're only spending $992. So how's that a deal? Newegg bundles are designed to clear their inventory, not take care. It really seems like that. They're good at getting rid of what they have, but if they continue this way, they're just going to end up not existing. They're going to end up just like Tiger Direct. They're going to end up like Circuit City, like all the names that we all once loved that were pretty decent. They're going to end up just like them. They're not going to be around long if they continue doing this. And I'm pretty sure people have figured out Newegg is really no good at this point. I don't know. That's what Newegg is. It's really disgusting. Amazon's makes it seem like they're the better tech dealer than Newegg. It's insane. Like, but I can say, like, when Newegg has sales, they have some decent ones, but it's like a few, like very few. And is that why it's called Newegg? You gotta find that fresh egg out the bunch. That's a decent deal, and the rest are rotten, because it just doesn't make sense. To get the 5090 last year, they added a yes, I remember that. The LG monitor, right? I do remember. It's funny. That or the PSUs, yes. You're completely right, Dark Style. It was terrible. Is there any case that can mount two 400mm you know what? There probably is. I guarantee it simply Takuma's case probably could. There's quite a few actually. I can think of one. Corsair 7000 actually has a case. That's like a full tower that you can easily do it. I ordered the XG27AQWMG. It's sitting in the box a few days already. I'm waiting for CES. Oh, you know, I've heard a lot of things, Simon. I can certainly tell you that. There's a lot of new monitor tech that we will see. New display tech that we will see. Especially the RGB strips in the LED, similar to what Tandem OLED has. Wait till we take a look. We will definitely take a look once we go to CES Live. I think he means 420. I don't think he means 480, right? I would think he means 420 if I would assume. I think that Corsair 700 and HVN case can handle 200 for. Yes, they do have it. I'll actually pull it up. In fact, Corsair 7000. Remember the one person who ended up, one of our guys that, one of our audience members, he ended up getting that 7000 for free. This could certainly do it. The 7000D. Look at this thing. Be the first to know. No thanks. Not after what you guys did. So I wouldn't suggest purchasing off of Corsair's website, because you might end up canceling your order. Okay, so this is it right here. And in this case, you can definitely do it. I think is it the 7000X? Right here. Yeah, 480. That's right. Not 420. 480. You can fit that onto the side, and you can fit 420 onto the front. On the top. So maybe he means two 480s, not two 420s, I would assume. Yeah, 7000D. And people still produce the NT panels and still use them. They're mighty hertz per dollar value. 400. You know who might have some decent cases? You ready, guys? Let's go to Temu and take a look. I know we always like to go to Temu for the latest and greatest PC tech. Let's go ahead and take a look, guys. See what we have today for PC cases. 480. Yeah, here we go. Vivor, take a look at this thing. So if you guys need some serious SSD power, if you guys need some serious SSD power here, how's it go from? It goes from a completely different looking PC case. I miss it. I do too. I really do miss Tiger Direct a lot. They even had their physical stores too. It was a lot similar to like Micro Center, but it became too sales oriented. They became just like Newegg. This makes no sense to me. Turn hardware setup into artwork. Okay, so how's it go from this, right? Does it come with more than just one panel? I'm assuming. Way different designs here. Huh. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. You can fit up to a wonderful 270 millimeter GPU. That's some tight fitment. That's pretty tight, actually. You're not going to get really a big card in there. MEI became Micro Center. To say it correctly. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. So you can fit mini ITX and... What? Tell me how's this... I'm assuming it's smaller because you have the cages in it. Ample space reserved for hardware. Okay, so if you have the cages in there for that crazy hard drive stack, then it's 270. Now, if you don't have the cage, somehow it turns into glass, and then it holds 2 SSDs. What? How does this make sense, this PC case? How are you telling someone's... Like, you don't even know what motherboard that they have. And you're saying that they can hold 2 SSDs plus a hard drive. Or they lack the knowledge of what they meant by SSDs. Like 2.5-inch drive SSDs, maybe they meant. That is very confusing. Because they put 2 M.2s saying you can hold 2 SSDs. But what if you have something like a Ors Master? Or you have an X870 Hero Crosshair? So, if you're looking for a dual 200mm fan case, there's the ProArt 602 from ASUS, but it's a bit expensive. It's worth the price if you need a EAT. You know, I would definitely look into that, especially if I'm thinking of doing like that Threadripper build, if we can manage to pull it through. Do you think it's possible? I mean, upcoming CES monitors that will be better than my tandem. If you already have something that is tandem OLED, it's hard to say. I mean, it might be a bit better. It wouldn't be a drastic upgrade, but for those who don't have it, that would be completely different. It's a... I like that, Wasabi. That makes perfect sense. So you would just say, hey, I want my front just turn into... So you just wave your hand across the front panel of your PC. If it's a plastic case, you know, originally how it's like a plastic mesh case, you just wave your hand and it turns into glass. Okay, so this wonderful, amazing case that can perform miracles is only $90. And it does have that reset button that has the Type-C, has the headphone mic combination, has the power button, and even what? They still have this in it's 2026, guys. And you see they got a power indicator light. And you know what that indicator light is? That's a hard drive light. It's like if you get this case, you don't know what to expect. They even put I like how they put the ASUS logo upside down. It's like, oh no, this isn't ASUS. when the GPU price hike, no turbo button. That case is literally a whole server warehouse of hard drive disks. That's what I mean. It's like they want you to stack this up to let's see how many drives you can fit. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 12 drives. 12 3.5-inch drives. You know, the funny thing about this case is it's not meant to, it doesn't have a rack for it. You know what it's meant? You have to have 12 hard drives because you got to stack it up until all the way to the top of the case so it can hold properly. Otherwise, you're going to have to find something to hold. Say if you only have 3 hard drives, you're going to have to find a way to properly hold 3 hard drives on there. I mean, as I said, I already have it, but then okay, I see. All right, so you know what? We'll take a look and let me know which model you have. I'm assuming, do you have ASUS's Tandem OLED, the newest one? I'm assuming, because I know they have their version of it. Is the Fantex MV9 possible? But the GPU should be mounted vertically. What other? I know. Yeah, you know, they say that they can do this for you too. Where's it at? Tell me how this makes sense. They showed 12 hard drives, right? But it says hold 2 SSDs and 1 hard drive. Tell me how that makes sense. And I wouldn't order it normally, but I did just in the case it would just disappear from the market again. Imagine. I know. That would be insane. The XG27AQW. That's what I thought it was. So, you know what I'll do? I'll end up bringing it with me. I'll keep it in my notes, in fact. So that way, when we go to CES, I will compare it for you. In fact, I'll talk to the rep there, and we will definitely talk about it and see what the difference is in the displays. And one of the guys that I do know at ASUS, I know he's going to be there, so I can definitely ask him. He's very knowledgeable about this stuff too, about when it comes to displays. So I will pull as much information for you. So if the GPU price hike, what the price of the RTX 5060 or 8GB close to? So for the 5060 8GB close to which GPU? The closest one. So if you're worried about the price hike and you're worried about 8GB of a GPU, the closest thing to this would be the RTX, technically the RTX 4050. It's the 5060 is really not that great of a card, especially the 8GB one. It's actually closer to more like the 4050. So imagine you installing the 12. I know at that point, get a B580. So you know what? Let's take a look at some other cases because Temu might have something here. It's funny because they're all selling like the same case here. It's all like this full tower case that they have. Let's take a look at this. This one says this is RTX 50 series compatible, and it's white, guys. So for any PC builders that are looking for a white version of it, here it is. And it has a door opening design, so it opens up. It does have a magnet. It emphasizes it's a magnet. I hope it's strong. I hope it's not the type of magnet that will end up like flinging the door wide open. No. The thing, even though it has even though you think it has DDR7, it's actually DDR6. Like when it comes to the 5060. And I'm saying it's nowhere close to what you think it is. The 5060, if you get the 16GB, it would be different. So I find the case thermal take view 51.2 to 200mm fan in front, and the top I can mount a 360mm distro plate, and so on the side, perfect. So I'm going to plan the next step. It may be tubing. That would be pretty dope. You will need. Thank you so much, by the way. Monitors unboxed, rating the. Oh really? Oh wow, that's pretty dope. If he gave it an S tier, that's pretty impressive. I can't wait to check it out. But I'm pretty sure they'll have your monitor at the show too. They'll have your monitor, and then they'll also have some of the newer tech there too. So let's take a look. They do have that door opening design, and it fits up to 360 in the front, guys, and you can put 240 on the top. Also, let me see that again. I just saw something. Let me go back. You can put 220mm fans here on the bottom. I would love to see. We got to get inside this case to see. My bundles discount just vanished as I went to get checkout and reserve, but it was there 10 minutes ago. I hoped. Oh no, I hope not. Try it again. I hope you can get it, Waffle Skater. It would be awesome if you could. How do you know that the 5060 have GDG? I'm saying, like, if you compare it, it's really not as good. If you compare the 4050 and the 5060 together, it's not as great as you think it is, benchmark wise. Especially if you don't have the DLSS one, it's really no good. Nice one. That was my next recommendation. My ASUS old monitor is a top 3 purchase of 20. Absolutely. The OLED monitors are just amazing. By the way, will you? Yes, I will be streaming at CES. So when I do have the ASUS day, I will mention it specifically on the stream that it will be an ASUS CES day. So I don't know how to bench a tube. The best way, if you're trying to bench a tube, just put as much water pressure as you can out. Oh, you mean bend the tube? Do you mean bend the tube? I don't know how to bend the tube. Are you talking about the poly tubes? You would have to heat it up. You would have to heat it up, and you have to bend it. Yes, yes, you would do. You would do better for if you get the 4060. You would be happier with the 4060 than you would be with the 5060. So, what are your thoughts on the fact that people go with the 13th, 14th gen until just to get DDR4 instead of? I mean, it's not a bad idea, especially if it continues to hold like the pricing. It's going to obviously get rid of a lot of the old stock that they do have a DDR4, and the old stock when it comes to the B550s and everything. So if anyone is really desperate into building a PC, you certainly still can play a lot of grade A titles because the main key is having a top end GPU. If you have a top end GPU, then you will still be able to play a lot of your great titles that you so love, like all your AAA titles. So imagine ASUS brings an old style monitor with OLED tech inside, but the outside looks like. Eventually, I feel like we will run into like a retro tech error and how to choose the fittings. Okay, so when it comes to the fittings, they do come in different sizes. They come in different adapters and everything too. So I would, you know what I would highly suggest if you could, if you have a micro center near you, they actually have the bins like of all the different adapters that they do have for the tubing, and you can match it up that way. And the way it is, it's similar to like how it is like with like really any other fitting. When it comes to the fittings for the tubing, you just get the tube size that you want. Like say if it's 3/8 or if it's depending on whichever size that you go with, you're gonna pick that tubing. You can match it up and see how it fits. Even they'll be able even to help you out too at Micro Center if you are near one. They give you an idea of what it looks like. Oh, I appreciate it, Simon. Definitely see you there because we will start to head over to CES starting tomorrow. Can't wait to see CES to see all the. I'm excited for that too. Absolutely. I have a question. The new Intel chips and the motherboards will go to with the DDR6 memory. That's a great question. It's possible, but I really don't see them going that way. I could see them pushing Arrow Lake refresh more at this point because now they're going to be like, well, since DDR6 is going to be hard to get our hands on, and especially they want to be competitive, I could see them making releasing the refresh like the 270s and the 290. I can see them releasing that. Hopefully they don't end up delaying it just to kind of extend the life of it, which is a possibility, but I do expect that Intel will announce it at CES when we get there. So will the ASUS Strix 1200 excuse me, will the ASUS Strix 1200 watt platinum PSU fit in? I would see it. I would say so. It would 100% fit in that. I would think so. The 16 OD or the outer dynamic acrylic or now that's debatable. That there's a lot of different arguments when it comes to it because the thing about acrylic, some people complain that eventually over time it gets like it gets cloudy. So or the Petchy, there's a lot to it. There is a lot. Like I said, if you just want to get started to get a good idea, they even have like even the ones where it has like more of the rubber tubing, if that's a bit more comfortable for you. That way you don't have to bend it. It's more like rubber, or it's what's the word? Let's take. In fact, maybe that. Let's check it to take a look at Timu. Water cool loop. They let's see if they have a kit. Let me see if they have a kit here. Water loop kit. Can you imagine getting a water loop? Nah. They just have their own coolers. They have the wonderful tech Corsair national. They have the Corsair NA360 CPU cooler, but that's just the AIO. Let me see. You know what? Let's just go to Micro Center because they'll have it. They'll actually have it. So the NZXT H3 Flow Micro ATX Spin Tower case or the Cooler Master Elite 502. You know, I love Cooler Master when it comes to their cases. They've been great when it comes to airflow. So if I were to pick between those two, I bet you would like the Cooler Master. Intel would have a new socket right now. I think they will. But I wonder, see, what I'm really curious about is if they're going to hold it to DDR5, if that's the case. What not to look for on stupid deals. Yeah, sure. I'll definitely check it out on Xenomorph. Let's see. Let's open up Discord. Here it is, guys. Let's see. On Discord. Okay, on the members chat. Let's see. Is it the what not to look for? Is it the okay? I see it. Perfect. Clicking on it now. So if anyone does get their hands on it, there you go. The Vintage Computer Super VGA for $200. Retro vintage. Oh, there's people looking at it though. It says 17 viewed within the last hour. So people are looking at it. It is in good shape though. I gotta say. It does look like it's in decent shape there. Let's go look at back onto Micro Center real quick, guys. And let's find that water loop. And it'll be under custom water loop. Yeah, it is. It's really that it's terrible. Okay, so they have the Hydro series. Let's see if we can find the category for it. This is the fast way of finding it: air and water cooling. What if in a few months from now the RAM prices? It's possible. Like I said, from what I was hearing, that the current rumor is that the pricing for RAM can go up as nearly up to 50%. So hopefully that's not the case. I'm hoping that isn't the case. There's some Cryona Extreme in stock. It's funny because I always keep thinking of buying thermal paste. I'm thinking, what am I going to do with so much thermal paste? Let's see. Water cooling kits. There, that's what we want. Water cooling kits. But why is this coming up? Let's go down and see. Here we go. Heat shrink and tubing and cable sleeves. Here we go. There it is. 5/16 tubing, and the fittings is what you're going to need. So for example, something like this. This is acrylic. Oh no, this is heat shrink. No, we don't need heat shrink. Why is this in water cooling? Maybe look for PCs on eBay. I found for a deal yesterday's 9600X with 3050 for it. I can believe it. There's going to be a lot of people trying to sell their PCs to try to get the most out of it. All right, so air and water cooling. Let's check that off. And what we'll do is, let me see, air and water cooling. Water cooling accessories. Heat shrinking tubes. See, let's try water cooling accessories. I see water cooling kits, but I don't think it's going to be under there. So you're obviously going to need a pump. So that's one of the first things you need when it comes to a water loop. So you'll need a pump. You're obviously going to need the coolant, which is, say, this. Here we go. Corsair's hard line tubes. So here goes some that you can heat up. You just need to have a bender too, like a bender tool. Really, I saw a great deal for Intel's i7 32GB of RAM and a 5060 for $750. There you go. That's not bad if you can find it. And here's the fitting. So for example, this tubing is 14 millimeter. So 14 millimeter is equal to 9/16 outer diameter, right? So you want to make sure to look, and the inner diameter is 3/8, which is 10 millimeters. So that's actually a lot more thicker than I thought for this one. But so you want to make sure to get the correct fitting for it. So 3/8. So that's about, this is incorrect. It should be a different one, not a quarter. Oh, but they're compression fittings. So actually, let me see if they got the bigger one. This is a bigger tubing. They do have smaller ones. And this is meant for, okay, so what you would want this one for, like for example, this one, the inner diameter is 3/8. So that's exactly what you would need. Now for the outer diameter, it's 5/8. So this wouldn't be correct. So you would have to just match it up that way. And again, these are just compression fittings. So when you put them in and you tighten them, that it will compress onto the tube. So if you're looking for a custom water loop, that's what you would look for, something like this. But you just had to find the correct fitting. This one wouldn't be correct for that one. You just have to match something. For example, this one's 14, unless you find tubing that's at that same size. I bet you Corsair has their own. Let me see. Here's more of the soft tubing, if that's what you want. a 40, oh really? A 4770K and some DDR3 RAM? What? So here we go. Like something like this. This is a bit more flexible. If you want to use something like this, you don't it doesn't require bends or anything. Of course, this one's, some people won't prefer this because then you can't see the different colors that you have for, like, if you choose for your coolant, which it doesn't matter as much because now you have RGBs that kind of light it up anyway. But you can use something like this, flexible tubing. And for the inner diameter for this one, it's at 7/16. And for the outer diameter, it's 16. And next, you would just have to find the correct fittings for this. So you just have to match it up. So again, just you're going to just look for whichever cooling. Like for example, like this, an easier one to do is these barbed ones, but I don't prefer them as much, but that's what you would have to do if you go with something like more flexible tubing. So you know what, I imagine that if I push air from the top and pull onto the other side, meaning that I can pull hot air. It can happen. Some people do that by accident though. And that's important to know too, is like the fan, how the airflow is when it comes to the PC. All right, so we're gonna go back here since it seems like hopefully that was good enough information for you in order to do a custom water loop if that's what you're looking to do. I'm really tempted trying to do this whole bundle again and see what happens here. Let's see. Build with it, right? We're gonna go to build with it and see what we can pull off here. We're gonna build with it and see if we can somehow manage to. Okay, so now we have, okay, so we're on the bottom here. Now we're gonna try changing it and see what happens. So now you can change it out, maybe with these only select motherboards here. So say if we go ahead and choose something like gigabytes, let's see. If you were to go with a gigabyte board, just say, let's see what they have available and see if, oh, okay, so they do have the Wars Master available. So I wonder if it's cheaper if you go ahead and do it that way, but it says 400, so it doesn't seem like it, but let's say we select it, right, and see what happens. See if the price will end up holding at least. And it did. So if you use the builder, then it will hold the price. So say you add it to your cart. Now I'm curious if it will continue holding. And it doesn't. See, now it says 995 when it goes to your cart. So it doesn't really hold the value. That sucks. So that doesn't work. I was hoping that it would. I finally gathered money to build a gaming PC, but unfortunately, it's very expensive to build a PC now, especially for all the people out there that has been trying very hard to save for a PC. I hope it certainly does. The market does get into better conditions for PC purchasing, because it just seems astronomical. I'm very curious to see when it comes to CES and what the current answers are, because it's just like pretty much AI everything from what I'm seeing at the show. And there's quite a few different showings that we definitely have to check out. Like we have Samsung's doing a presentation that Sunday, that night. So, but it says again, for the Samsung side, they're going to unveil something, but I feel like it's going to be something to do with AI, or I'm not sure what their plans are to unveil. But so what I need to do, I need help because I need to choose a 400, really specifically 400 millimeters, and a 60 millimeter thick from AlphaCool. Really, that's not really a common size to find. So that means you would need like that means you need the I don't know what you're gonna find that's 400. You have better luck finding 360 instead. Just get a 360, because you won't get the proper airflow for that cooler, for that radiator. So it depends where your place is on the radiators. Yeah. Do you already have it? Oh, it's from AlphaCool. Let me take a look. You have me really intrigued about this. 400 AlphaCool. Let's see if they got it at Micro Center. 200. Oh, okay. So you're trying to find a PC. Are you trying to find a PC case for it? I would say, again, like that, there is quite a few PC cases out there that has it. Found another great deal on eBay. Sent it into the members chat if you want to. Yeah, sure. I'll present it in just a bit. Boys, I have to bounce. I have to do. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully I can catch you guys like right before the flight. If I can't, the next time you'll see me is in Vegas. Find it from the AlphaCool website. Okay, let's take a look on AlphaCool's website then. We'll take a look. And here it is. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I gotta throw them into my booking list too. AlphaCool. Okay. Let me see. Products. Not cooling blocks. It would be under radiators. Distribution, RAM, passive coolers, fittings, O-rings, cooling liquids, hard tubes, connectors, sensors, merchandise, enclosures. Maybe under distribution. There we go. Close out of here. Let me just type it in. 400 millimeter, right? Here it is. Is it the XT45 or the Monster? Wow, that is quite massive. Look at that thing. That's quite insane. That takes up quite a bit of depth. Is this the same one? This must be the same exact one you have. So you're gonna put 200 millimeter fans on it. He bought 2 of them. That's insane. But so you're gonna put 2 200 millimeter fans on it. So I'm curious if I bet number of fans is 2. Yeah, 200 millimeter. Okay, so that makes sense. So, and you're looking for a case that can fit it. So 1 push and 1 pull. Okay. So if you're looking for a case that can do it, like I said, I know Corsair's 7000. I think they got a 7000X. We'll look up. Like something like this would work for what you're trying to do. Let me see. It should be this. Now, if you look at this case, you should be able to do something like that, like how you would like. Because again, the fitment, you can put 420 on the top, and you can also put 480. You can fit up to 480. So a case like this, you shouldn't have any issue doing it. So you can use one to push and one to pull, so to say. I wonder what the fitting to the connector with the other part from the radiator. So you're just curious about the fittings on to connect them. So when it comes to your fittings, more than likely, say you use the front side, you're probably going to end up putting the pump here, I would think. You're probably going to end up mounting the pump here. And then from there, you would have your power supply back here. And you'll be pretty much good. And then the rest, you just need your witter blocks for your CPU and say your GPU. I would assume that's what you're hooking up for your cooling. And then your piping would be pretty much what you would have to figure out, which is the custom loop side. But that's how you would do it for sure. But I think a case like this would work perfect for what you're trying to do. What's up, LSG? Good to see you. Yeah, tomorrow's the big CES day. You ready for it? So that reminds me, where's my phone? Let me look at them too. What is it? Alpha Cool. I gotta throw them into my schedule here. CES. Alpha Cool. It's so weird. They don't show up on when I check on my list here. But either way, I'll make sure to add them. Let me see. They will be at Caesar's Palace in the Salerno room. Oh, I had to, let me. Okay, let me just copy this link. Wait, you're leaving today? Sorry, I have a member. No, I'm leaving tomorrow. So I'll be leaving out tomorrow morning for CES, and which means I should be there around technically about like probably about 9 in the morning in Vegas. 9 in the morning Western time, Pacific time. So I'll be about like 12 o'clock Eastern time. Yes, sir. Ready here. AI 1000. I know. Have you got all the emails, the wonderful emails about all the AI showings? Thermal Take will be there for sure. Thermal Take will be at CES. Search the Thermal Take View 51. Whether if the View 51, whether if the fitting for the massive. Oh, okay. Let's see the 51. They got their own quick release fittings too. That's pretty dope. Let's see. Yeah, they seem like they pretty much have all the parts that you really need to put together. Let's see. Products. The View 51, whether if the fitting edge. I'm assuming the View 51. Let's see. Go back here. Discover now. This is the View 51 products. Or web shop. There we go. Oh, it's in German now. I said, let me change it. Give me a second. There we go. You know what? Send me the link. Send me the link to what you want me to take a look at. Is the 9070 XT and the 7600X CPU a great combo? Yes, absolutely. An excellent combo to go ahead with, especially if you're looking to build a PC. I have the Corsair 4000D and the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 push-pull Arctic P14 Pro fans between the AIOs and GPU's 5mm gap. I spent 4 hours to fit it into the AIO into the case. That's awesome. You're able to do it. Oh, the case. Okay. Let me see. Go to the shop. Oh, I'm sure their case would fit if you're looking for their case specifically. That's pretty insane. Their cases look pretty wild, in fact. And it's called the View 51 case. The View 51. I only see these two cases. The skeleton cases. Let me take a look. PC cases. There we go. Oh, Thermaltake View 51.
Diamond Suit Emoji, Simon, Diamond Suit Emoji, subscribe to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing, Simon. All right, so the Thermaltake View 51. Oh, I was going to say. No, I don't think it... Oh, okay. No. Yeah, I just looked at it right away. And I immediately can say no. That's way too small. It comes with 2 pre-installed, yes, 200mm fans. Unfortunately, because of the top. I bet it's the top. Let me take a look at the specs just to make sure here. Fan capacity, there we go. So you have 200 in the front, right? And the top. Oh no, it will work. Because you can have two 200mm fans there. Thermaltake View 51 can't take 400mm. Oh, really? Maximum is 360. Ah, there you go. Yeah. That is a problem, man. Even though it has the fans, unfortunately, it can take the radiator. You need to have something that can fit up to at the minimum 420. Is it still making AM5 for build because of a lot of people are doing it now, especially because of how the pricing is currently. The conditions are just, oh, you can customize it. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. I'm curious. I would love to get a more clear view with the top, because just like if you are willing to do some modifications to it, it's a possibility. Let's see. Because you would, I mean, you can technically, if you do drill it, like if you drill it out and stuff. But the thing is, it's fabrications here. And it says, let's see, the top, it can fit up to 360. Try to fit, because it's, I need to see this like case out more. Like I need to see more photos. Let's see. Here we go. We got to see the top end. View 51 Thermaltake. And we'll look at the top end of the case. PC case. Top. Let's see. These are all side views. Lots of side views. Here we go. This is the closest thing we can get here. Like Kikoro. I want to see the top really bad here. I feel like it might be... you have to definitely do some cutting. From what the angle looks like, you might even have to cut. Let Let me see. No. Nope, not what we're looking for. Here we go. I guess that's a view of what it looks like in the inside. Let me see. That takes us right back to this. I wish I would have everything a bit more clear here. I think it would be okay to support 2 to 200 millimeter and maybe fit. Again, you would have to, I think you would have to do some drilling here, because here's an example of it right here of how the radiator looks up onto the top. So you would have to really kind of extend it out some if that's the case. I'm just really curious how it would turn out. Like, if you do decide to go ahead and go through with this, let us know, like, how it turns out. Would definitely love to know, like, to see what happens. But if you do have to customize it, I am curious to see how it would turn out. Let's see how Corsair is doing real quick, guys, out of curiosity. I'm pretty sure they got hit with a lot of replies here. Let's see. Let's go here. Somebody also mentioned it. Why does it take a public posting for you guys to handle something? Imagine someone with Twitter trying to get help. So for the price they paid at first, right? Is your system flagging 32 gigabyte memory kits for $300 as fraud too now? Yeah, a lot of unhappy people out there. Fraud is when our profit margins turn too thin. AKA got caught. It's a shame. Because now Corsair, this isn't going to look great when Corsair's end here. No, he has the 400 millimeter radiator with two 200 millimeter fans. That's what he has. I think that's what he has. But he has it on both ends. So he has 2 of the radiators and 2 of the fans. So again, it has 400 millimeter radiators, 2 of them, and he also has in total 4 fans. It would be 4 200 millimeter fans. He's gonna get some massive airflow for sure. So let's go back here to Micro Center real quick and see if we can get something here. So we're going to try, again, to go, say, like an AMD bundle, just say, and see if we can somehow get this RAM for a better price. All right, let's go back here, and let's go ahead and build with it. And now Micro Center is moving a bit slow. There we go. There we go. Back into the builder and see if we can change something here. But it seems like as soon as you remove the motherboard, that's when the pricing goes right back up. So let's see. Like, say if you move, let's try removing a processor and see if it changes anything here. Now it's saying 355 total for both the motherboard and the RAM. So let's go ahead and we're going to try to add this to the cart and see what happens. More than likely, it's probably not going to hold because it seems like it does reset itself once it gets into the cart here. Oh, wait, there we go. So that's holding, maybe because of this kit up here. All right, so let's remove that. Yeah. So it's because, you know what I noticed? I think this is the thing with him. So if you do, say, build a... So apparently what happens here, this is what I think. I think it's hardware related. You have to have... No, but that can't be the case because now that I think about it, if you remove the processor off of this kit, it doesn't work. So let's go ahead and try to do this. I'm going to try doing this instead. What we're going to do is we're going to go and build this kit. And this time, what we will do is say we get an AMD bundle. Again, we're going to try to pull a similar move. So you get this. We're, go back. Say we go build with it. And then we end up removing the processor here. Let's see. Okay, remove the processor. Now the thing is, once it refreshes, I feel like that's when it takes it out. Okay, so we add it to the cart. Oh, that's not the kit we want. Let's go back. This is the single one. What's up, Krauser? What's going on? Okay, so we're going to try this again. We're going to build with it. Happy New Year's to everybody that's just coming in. Hopefully, your New Year's is not ruined yet. Hopefully, things will get better. Fortunately, the pricing seems like it's going to consistently go up when it comes to RAM, as they're saying it can go up as high as 50%. Same thing with the GPUs. They can go as high as 50% as well. So what we will do, okay, so this is what we'll do. We will try to get rid of the processor once again and see if the price will hold. Okay, so that held so far, right? So we're going to add it to the cart. Yes, unfortunately, just as predicted, after CES, the pricing would pretty much go up. Because the problem is, that didn't work. So it has to do... Okay, let's try this again. So in order for this to work, you have to have multiple items. It's like you got to hit a certain number for you to get a discount to get the products. Otherwise, it won't let you. Like I noticed if you have more, say if you have like 2 RAM sets and 2 motherboard sets, then you get a discount. But if you remove like say a processor out the bundle, it doesn't work. So if you're building say like 2 PCs, it might be great because you don't have to get like 2 processors, say if you already have them. What's up, Z-Man? Happy New Year's. Welcome in. It seems that the way it works is in order for you to get the bundle, we'll try removing the motherboard this time just to see what would happen. Lears, what's up? We're going to build with it. And what we will do is we will get rid of the motherboard this time and see what happens. Chris, look up the Lee V3000 Plus for... Sure. I'll definitely look it up for him. Let me see. Let's see if this works real quick. Just out of curiosity here. It doesn't work. All right, we'll come back right to this. We're gonna look up the Lee V3000 Plus. So it's the New Year's have RAM prices. Unfortunately not. I wish it did. The pricing, so if anyone's in here and curious about the RAM pricing, just to let you guys know, it is not going to drop. Unfortunately, it is continually going to go up in pricing. Our standard consumer, yes. Unfortunately, it is. Because I was thinking of actually doing a NAS system, like a network attached system, with the Threadripper build as well. Kind of have it as a combo PC. But again, hard drives have also went up phenomenally in price too. Same thing with any SSDs. Anything that you look storage related will be up in pricing. Okay, so let's see. That looks decent enough. That looks perfect for what he is looking for though. So it can fit up to 480. Wow, that is massive. That is a massive case. Let's take a look at this case. I am super curious about it. I am curious about that case. Take a look at this. It looks phenomenal. Looks amazingly tall. I like the how subtle it looks too. And the water cooling, there you go. And you get the top, you get the push and pull factor right there. Exactly what he needs and is looking for. Multi-position radiator. And oh, nice. That's pretty dope. That would be perfect. I like that. I like how it has the separate levels for cooling. Oh, wow. It even fits up to 2 power supplies. You can have 2 motherboards on this. That is awesome, actually. So this is one of those cases where you can fit up to 2 motherboards. This is, you know what's funny? This is like a case I was thinking and recommending, like something like Wasabi, like as it, but he doesn't want to build a PC all in one type of deal. That's pretty dope though. It's so I went to Micro Center and I tried to remove the RAM from the bundle and the system would not let them. Even the manager. Wow. Yeah, because it's funny because it's like I did it by accident. I was able to get it into the cart and it was able to get it at hold at 200 just for the RAM plus the like a processor or a motherboard. It was able to hold it, but I had other things in the cart, so I think that's what made it go down in pricing. So there's no real way to just get like say like a motherboard and RAM or just like a processor and RAM to make it go down in price. Unfortunately, you have to, and for certain, you have to get the full on kit in order for you to get the discount. So if anyone is trying to purchase say some RAM, I would highly recommend just get the kit, especially if you're building a PC. You're definitely going to save a lot more money that way. Yeah, that's the crazy part. You could absolutely do it. I got to assume that it's glitched from buy any processor at 32. Yeah, yeah, that's what I think it was. It was 100% glitched. Um, but it definitely makes me want to mess with it more to see if it's possible, just to see what would happen. But then I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate the exploitation. But I mean, uh, we gotta win somehow. We gotta win somewhere. They recommend buying the bundle and then selling a RAM. Yeah, because it's just at that point you might as well buy the whole kit just in case. It might be worth it just having an extra motherboard or an extra processor. It doesn't hurt to have it. Not at all. Absolutely not at all. That if you have a if you are trying to buy RAM, you might as well just buy the kit because it's just as equal in pricing. It doesn't make sense not to do it because it's just there's no way you're going to win just buying the RAM. It's only again you're paying like $326 for something like this. And then when you take a look at like if you go ahead and make the bundle, you're going to just save so much more money because you don't have to you'll have the whole kit. You'll have like half of the kit right there. You'll have the processor, you have the RAM, you have the motherboard. Like here, $500. Yeah, it's hard to beat. You get $500, you get a 7700X, B650. If you don't want the B650, you can go ahead and swap it out. Again, it makes me curious. I'm going to go to build with it. I'll try this one more time and see what happens here. And say we get rid of... And the crazy part is if you do bundle it with something else, it doesn't let you. But I want to. And I think once this goes away, that's what throws it off. I notice if this disappears, that's what throws it off. So if you got rid of, just say the motherboard, the bundle and save will disappear. And once that disappears, it won't let you. Unless somebody might, you know what's funny? Somebody could be watching this stream and be like, no, we're not going to let him do this. Okay, so it's holding, right? Seems that the price is holding, technically. So it says, please select a motherboard first. Please select, okay, so what happens if you swap the Crucial with G-Skill? That's a good question. I feel like it's definitely going to flag the system. Let's put a placeholder there for now. Let's put a motherboard there and see what happens. Bundle and save. Here we go. The B850 Gaming Pro. Nah, that's let's see. I want to get a decent one. Let's say we get the where's the good stuff at? They have the tough. That's not too bad. Tomahawk. One in stock. All right. Let's just go ahead and choose that. Let's choose the Tomahawk. See what happens. It's loading. We'll throw that into the bundle and see if it holds. Okay, so we got that. Now let's try it. Now let's get rid of the RAM and then switch it to G-Skill and see what happens. All right, so we're going to pick G-Skill. In 2026, there is no more good stuff anymore. I know. It really isn't. Like, say you get the flares right here. Let's see if we can get that amazing discount. Let's see if we can successfully do this. All right, so yeah, 250. Wow. So it did go down. Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to take the screenshot. And then we bring it to Micro Center and be like, hey, I want to get this. Let's say like, oh, I want to get this kit. You guys advertise it at 614 to 94. Can I get this kit? So I'm going to try to add it to the cart and see what happens. Can the storage pricing follow the GPU? Yes, unfortunately it is, Sean. The pricing, this is also going to also affect the cost. And F&A, it did not work. It did not work the way as intended. So the best thing you can do is you screenshot it and you bring it over to them. Be like, hey, I want to match it to this price. That seems like that's the only way to do it. Apparently, they won't let you add it to the cart. So unfortunately, that first time we did it was like a fluke almost. I definitely want to. I bet there's like certain combinations that cause it to trigger and leave on for some reason. So, bro, I'm upgrading from i3 2nd gen to i7 3770 with a... Oh, man. What the hell? That's that you're going back from way back then. Put all the bundles in your... Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's a possible way. I took a screenshot of the one. I took a screenshot of the one we just did earlier. All right, fam bam guys. So that will be, so hopefully you guys will tune in for CES 2026 starting tomorrow. We will be headed there. I will be doing streams throughout the day on Sunday, and I'll also be doing I will also be live at CES starting about 12 p.m. I'll be live in Vegas, at least not at CES quite yet, but live at Vegas starting tomorrow. And hopefully you guys tune in. I'll be about 12 o'clock Eastern time, about 9, I would say 12 to 1, just in case, just if there's some time delay between of getting to the airport and to the hotel. Make sure to tune in, subscribe, and make sure to follow the channel for more. And for my members, yes, I will be streaming tomorrow because that will be the start of everything. But for my members, remember to keep an eye out. My members and my subscribers on Twitch, keep an eye out for the upcoming members and subscribers stream for the roundtable. Make sure to join because you guys will certainly be the ones the first to see it. So, bam bam guys, I appreciate all of you for tuning in on to this live. The next time you will see us will be in Vegas. And thank you guys so much, and don't forget to join the wonderful roundtable, subscribe, and no problem. The Twitch channel is thank you. Hopefully it will be great. The Twitch channel is, I will send it over to you guys right now. Twitch.tv. It's going to be just like, thank you. that will be it. And we will be switching over to the wonderful member stream. Let me know if you guys would love to check anything out, specifically at CES. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the other side. Happy New Year's to all.